Hey, Scott Sambucci here, CEO over at SalesQualia, founder of SalesQualia, and I am in a very unusual location compared to where you usually are used to seeing me on Monday morning. So I want to bring to you the Monday morning challenge from one of my favorite coffee shops. It's a beautiful day here. It's a little breezy outside. It's nice and cool, and I just had to come here and do my Monday morning work instead of going to the office. So what I want to challenge you to do today and this week with the Monday morning challenge is something that came up I've been thinking about since Friday. So on Friday I had a group call with some clients, and one of the clients was preparing for this big meeting that they had planned. So they organized this big meeting with a really huge company. They had 3 or 4 people, executives at this company. They're all going to come together, and the meeting was in about an hour, and we were trying to just make sure that everything was aligned and everything was ready for this big meeting. And as we got working through the rest of the meeting, we said, well, okay, well, what happens if they want to do a pilot program? What happens if they ask pricing? What happens if they ask for a service level agreement? I don't have any of that stuff ready. And I said, okay, well, let's just slow down here. And this is the challenge for you is let's focus on now, and let's worry about later, right? So whether it's that meeting and getting through to the objectives and the outcomes that you need for that meeting, and then worrying about pilots and pricing and SLAs later on. Or if on a broader level, if you're sitting here and saying, look, I've got to fill the sales pipeline for my startup, well, focus on the sales pipeline for your startup. Don't worry about, is the product good enough? Don't worry about what happens if I get a meeting with a customer. Don't worry about what happens if 2 or 3 people at the same company respond back to my email. Just focus on getting that pipeline filled if that's your one thing today. If you're getting feedback from your customers that said, look, you really got to fix this one thing on product, well, then focus on that. And don't worry about the other stuff that's going on in your head. And I know it's hard, right? We all go through it as startup CEOs, as entrepreneurs, because when we're trying to do sales, we're thinking about product. When we're doing product, we're thinking about engineering. When we're doing all 3 of those things, we're trying to raise capital or thinking about how we can bring in new employees or new partners. There's 100 things to worry about every single day. And that's why I wanted to bring this challenge to you today is are you focusing on now and worrying about later, or are you trying to worry about everything all at one time, which renders you, frankly, ineffective? So that's it. That's my challenge to you today. I try to do the same. I'm a little bit guilty, of course, like all of us, of not always practicing what I preach. I do try to remember every single day, whether it's on a Monday and I'm planning out the week, thinking about what are the 2 or 3 big things I got to do this week, or I'm looking at today and saying, okay, what's the one thing I've got to accomplish today? Whatever that one thing is, I keep trying to remind myself, look, whatever I'm focusing on now, focus on it, and then worry about the rest later on down the road, okay? So I challenge you to do the same. So that's it. That's all I've got. If you like this post, I would love for you to share it with a friend, upvote it, like it, wherever you're seeing this post on LinkedIn or Facebook or somewhere else. Let's get the message out there for more people to focus on now and worry about later. All right. So that's it. That's all I've got. Have a great week. And this is Scott Sambucci signing off.